Alright guys, welcome back to another Friday Night Magic tournament from Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia. My name, as always, is Zachary Evans. I'm the Zach and Zach Sells Magic. We've got 4 rounds of Standard for you tonight, followed by a cut to top 8 in our monthly FNM championships. Already into our round 1 action here. 4 rounds, like I said, 22 players, I think, in the field tonight. On the left, we've got Michael David Black, and he's playing the interesting Junk Reanimator deck that's started to pop up in a variety of places. I think Ari Lax played it at the last Grand Prix and wrote an article about it on Star City. Classic Reanimator type build. Haven't really seen that on our camera before, so we'll learn together. And his opponent is store regular George Arbogast, who's piloting Boros Burn. So Michael off to the start, I believe, resolving a Grizzly Salvage. We see in his graveyard some lands and a whip. And then George, both these players on a mold of 6 here. George with no 1-drop. His build varies from week to week. Not sure exactly what his current list is, but he may not have any 1-drops in this deck. It may just be Ash Zealots and Chandris Phoenixes. So Michael adding a Sylvan Caryatid to the board. Shocking himself with Overgrown Tomb. So there is a Chandris Phoenix. It's going to pile in and put Michael down to 16. Interesting, Michael shocking himself there, but then not using the mana. So I'm not sure if that was a mistake or just had some kind of reactive card. I'm trying to think what you can cast for black at instant speed. Unless he played that in an earlier turn, and he had to have played it in an earlier turn. Well, I'm starting off strong. So there's another Grizzly Salvage. I believe those are the FNM promo Grizzly. Is it from the dual deck, maybe? No, that's the FNM promo ones, I think. So Salvage revealing 2 Temples, a Sylvan Caryatid, a Sylvan Primordial, and a Lotless Troll. He takes the mana, bends the rest. Uh-oh. As I feared, he cast it. I thought he had to have played the Overgrown Tomb in turn 1 or turn 2 in order to play the Grizzly Salvage. But unfortunately, he did not. So that's a mistake there. Cannot go back and fix that at this point. But we'll try to watch for that in the future. This is the problem with playing with all these shock lands, with these greedy mana bases. So you often don't have the mana you need to cast your spells. So there is a Sin Collector. So we see a Boros Charm, War Leader's Helix, a Chain to the Rocks, and a Skull Crack. I think you probably take the War Leader's Helix at this point, as it does the most damage here, and Michael's down to 11. Not a comfortable life total at all. And there is a Lotless Troll. Discard outlet. Guy can get pretty big. End of turn, George is just going to Boros Charm. So there is an Ash Zealot, not nearly as good on this board as it would be otherwise, with a Regenerator and an 0/3 wall that he can't burn out. So just goes through the air, puts Michael down to 5. We know one of the cards in George's hand is a Chain to the Rocks. Can't remember what the other card was. The Ash Zealot drawn off the top, I believe. So Michael looking for some business here. He's got to find an answer to that Chandris Phoenix. We are well removed from Thragtusk Standard, so that's not going to come down and equalize. Needs to find another copy of Whip here. The life gain not irrelevant. 6 mana for an Elspeth Suns Champion. But that's not going to help deal with the Phoenix here. He's going to make 3 tokens. But dead to a Phoenix attack and a burn spell off the top. We know the last card in George's hand is a Skull Crack. So he should just be dead here. If George untaps, attacks with his Phoenix, and then burns him out. Troll's going to get in there. Knock George to 18, but this one likely over. So there is the end of turn Skull Crack, and George is going to untap it. Attack with his Phoenix, and that should be enough here. And these guys go to the sideboard, so a little bit of a snafu there with Michael casting the Grizzly Salvage without the correct mana to do so, but luckily it did not come back to influence the game that much, so we can seek solace in the fact that George probably would have won anyway. So guys, we appreciate you tuning in.